But one person I want to talk about in particular is this guy here. I don't know if you've ever heard of this guy, but it's quite big in the movie world. Dwayne Johnson. I'm kidding. It's The Rock, of course. Now I understand how the story goes is that back in about 95, maybe 96, Vince came up to you and asked you to kind of maybe take some students under your wing. They hadn't done a developmental or proper kind of training before in-house. And there was this warehouse within WWF Studios at the time. And you had, I think, Mark Henry, Brackus, and Rock, or Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, Rocky Maivia as your first three students. Of course, we know what that guy went on to do, became one of the biggest names in the wrestling industry and now the biggest name in the movie industry. But what do you remember about them kind of early days, 96, and a certain Dwayne Johnson coming your way?
Well, it was awesome, man, because it was just those three guys and myself in the warehouse of the studio where we were working all day long. We'd go have breakfast at Titan Towers and go work out in the gym and head over to the studio. And back then in 1996, I was coming off the road and I was still in wrestling shape. So I was getting in the ring with all three of those guys. And I was taking the bumps and Brackus was brand spanking new. Mark Henry was brand spanking new. Rock had already been to Memphis for a little bit. And he came in to get ready for Survivor Series. So, it was all really awesome because Rock was one of those guys very excited to be there, a natural smart ass in a good way. You know what I mean? Where you joke around and you can have fun. And if you need to have fun in this business because if not, it's going to be drudgery and you're going to hate it. But I remember Rock was a natural. Mark and Occam weren't so much naturals, but they were big guys. Mark Henry broke his leg. I think his first month there, hitting the ropes and his ankle got snapped in the mat and snapped his ankle. But it was an awesome time to be there. It was one of those things where WCW had the power plant. Vince didn't have a developmental system and he wanted to try it. And I got the opportunity to do it. I'm so happy I did. After that, Dory Funk Jr. came in and we did the Funkin' Dojo for I don't know how long, 4 months, 5 months, whatever it was. And then we moved the developmental system down to Louisville and Cincinnati and kind of had different places. But it was an awesome time to be there in the beginning.
Absolutely.